The reviews are in, and we're going to tell you what they are. He's Todd Vandenberg, and I'm Rob Steele. We've got 3 more movies to review this week. I know one of which we've been looking forward to, and you know what? We're saving it for the end. Haha. So you'll have to sit through the other 2 movies, which I'm sure at least one of them has got to be good, I think.
I would say both of them are good.
Hey, because they're both Todd's. So.
Both of these you will not be going to see at the movie theaters, though, because they're no longer at the theaters, but you can watch them at home in the comforts of your own domicile. The first one I'm going to talk about is the one that probably has a little more buzz. Well, has a lot more buzz going on right now because it came out on Netflix about a week or 2 ago, called Abducted in Plain Sight. And this is a documentary, actually came out in 2017, and it is the story of a young girl who was befriended by a family friend who basically just set out to ingratiate himself into the family, so for the sole purpose of running off with their 13-year-old daughter. And then when it started, I think she was actually 12. It's extremely well done. Has interviews with the young woman. This happened 30-some years ago. Has interviews with the woman, and there are interviews with both her mom and dad, who are both still around. No interviews with the guy who did the abduction because he ain't around no more. I had to look up, and I did a little bit of research to find out if this is really a true story or if this is a hoax, because the details are extremely hard to believe. Not because of how he did it, but the fact that the family allowed this to happen. They are either the dumbest freaking people on the planet, or I don't know what the deal is. But it was clear. There were clearly so many signs that this guy was a pedophile, and they just went along with it. He kidnapped the girl. Eventually, they got her back. Nothing really happened to him. You'll have to watch the show to figure out why this happened. He convinced them, and this is in a lot of the write-ups about the show, so it's hardly a spoiler, but he convinced them that his therapist said for therapy, he needed to sleep with her, not sexually, but sleep with her in a bed to overcome his feelings for her. They allowed this to happen for 4 nights a week for weeks. Who the hell does this?
Are you sure this wasn't a Jerry Springer episode? I'm just asking.
It's like the worst Jerry Springer episode ever. It's unbelievable how naive/stupid these parents were. Holy crap, they should have been put to death for their ignorance. It's just unbelievable how they could have allowed this crap to happen. He did things to them. And they rolled with it. It's a fascinating show. It'll make you angry. It'll make you upset at these people that they could be that inconceivably dumb to let this crap continue for years. And like I said, that's why I was like, okay, this can't be real. This absolutely cannot have really happened because there's nobody on the planet this damn dumb. But I guess they really were. But it is fascinating to watch this story, to see how they deal with it in the aftermath of everything, to find out what happened with the predator, B, as he was happily called by his neighbors who allowed all this shit to go down. She wasn't his only victim either at all. So, Abducted in Plain Sight, absolutely recommend it. It's kind of a horror movie just because it's amazing that, and to me, the problem isn't so much the pedophile. They're out there, and I'm not saying, oh, that's cool, but most parents are going to pick up on one of, 1,000 cues and do something about it. And the fact that it didn't happen once, it happened twice. Same guy, same daughter. So definitely watch Abducted in Plain Sight, and you will be shocked and amazed at just how unbelievably weird some people can be. And I'm talking about the parents. Do you want to mention that? Excuse me. I can't talk. The director, that was great. The director is, and now I lost her name, and that's really fun. Well, but she's done a lot. Sky Borgman. She's done lots of documentaries, and this is by far the one that got the most notoriety. So, excellently done piece. It's just very puzzling how people like this can be walking the planet and breathing. Abducted in Plain Sight. Make sure you see it. The other movie I watched, thank God it's fiction, enjoyed this even more, perhaps because it was fiction, so I didn't have to wonder why people would do this kind of stuff. called Searching. Our good friend Ted, I know you're listening, Ted, mentioned this when it came out last year. Hey, Ted. And because he had gotten a screening for it. Because Ted's cool and gets to go to see stuff when it first comes out for free. Ted, you make me sad. Searching is a story of a single dad whose daughter disappears, 16-year-old daughter. And he takes the investigation prompted by the police to some extent, but he does investigating his own, trying to figure out, okay, what's going on here. So he searches through social media to find out who her friends were, etc. The brilliance of this movie is that it's presented all through those devices. Everything is on a laptop screen, is on a phone screen, etc. It's going through Facebook and Instagram and all this stuff. It's tons of action, but it's almost all depicted through those formats, and some is maybe on like TV news, etc. It absolutely works. It's brilliantly presented. It's a really, really compelling story. John Cho plays the dad. If most people will know him as Sulu in the Star Trek reboots. He's excellent in this, and the twists and turns that the investigation takes as they're trying to find what happened to her, and he realizes she is not who he thought she was at all. Her life was very different from what he expected. It serves as a really wake call, I think, in general, to kind of be aware of what's going on with your kids. Understand that, and another message in it is to be there for them, be present, because that's part of the problem of what happened here. So, and I mean emotionally, be present. He's there, but he just doesn't. He kind of walls off things, which obviously he shouldn't have done. But this is a really good thriller. Excellent acting. Absolutely recommend. So Searching, definitely need to catch that. And it does have has a few red herrings, and you think, oh my gosh, I thought that's what was going to happen. And it turns out, nope, you were wrong. And then there are a couple more twists. So really, really well done movie, Searching. And Rob?
You see, you got some good, well put together movies that involve kids. And I got a movie that should be well put together, and it does involve someone who may be a kid. We're not sure. How bizarre is that, right?
Right.
Alita Battle Angel, the new big sci-fi movie from James Cameron. First off, we need to find out when it takes place, and we find this out it's not even the opening credits. It's the big 20th Century Fox logo pops up on the screen and then flickers, and it becomes the 26th Century Fox. Hey, now we know when it happens. It takes place 300 years after what they call the Fall. Okay, that's when the big sky cities that floated around the planet all crashed because apparently we were attacked by the people, the Mars colonies, who have higher technology. Okay, fine. The story starts off by focusing on a guy named Dr. Dyson Ito, all right, played by Christopher Waltz. And he finds, and this is the way it's described, and they never really finished this storyline, finds his daughter's body in a scrapyard because it's a cybernetic body, and he puts it back together, but she has amnesia. I'm sorry, what? So I'm just telling you about the first half hour. These are not really big spoilers. It turns out that his daughter was handicapped, and the body he built for her, oh, by the way, his daughter was named Alita. That's why the new girl is named Alita as well. He built her a new body, gave it functional legs, but a cyborg broke into his office looking for drugs and took off with his daughter before he got the chance to put it in the new cyborg body. So he didn't really rebuild his daughter. He rebuilt the cyborg body his daughter was going to get. That's going to save you some trouble because it gets really kind of confusing until you find that out. And then you go, I would have liked to have known that half an hour ago when you started this crap. Just saying. Anyway, we don't know whose brain has been put into this body, but we get a hint that it has to do with Dr. Dyson Ito's wife, who is an actual, I mean, she's just a horrible character, but she's played by Jennifer Connelly, so it makes sense. Just saying, I haven't seen her not play a character like this. Typecasting, potentially. Anyway, she works for Motorball, which sounds impressive, and everyone on the planet is obsessed with it, and it's the only way to get back up to the one remaining sky city is to become the Motorball champion. or coach the motorball champion. So there's a lot of watching motorball, which, and this took me a while and I had to look this up. It looks like Pyramid. Do you remember Pyramid? It was the game they played in the original Battlestar Galactica. Okay. It was kind of like basketball, only now they're playing it on powered skates and a track. Kind of a roller derby thing. There's a ball involved. Yeah, whatever.
Rollerball.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, throughout the background of this, we find out that 7 women have been murdered. We're not sure by who, but Dr. Ito keeps sneaking out at night, so Alita follows him one night. Again, this is the first half hour. I'm not giving you anything away. Sneaks out, and it turns out he doubles as a cop/bounty hunter because cops no longer exist, because that would require a budget, and the people who live in the Sky City won't give one to the people who live on the ground. So there's lots of bounty hunters, and he's gone out to hunt down the murderer, and he takes the money for the bounties to keep his clinic going. Oh, how nice. Anyway, Alita finds a boyfriend, Zappin, which is a horrible name, played by Ed Skrine. I don't know which it is. It's one of those IE things that, I before E except after C, or when sounding like A as in neighbor, way, and Heidelberg.
Ed.
Whatever. Ed, who takes her to find an old Mars ship. Really? An old Martian ship that crashed during the war, and no one knows how to get into it except Alita, who instinctively knows to go in and find a cyborg battle body. It's hers. That's right, Alita is really from Mars. And her memories start to come back about how she was in the invasion, but now this new body. Is that a plot hole? Yeah. Because Todd and I have been talking for months about this movie and how we're looking forward to it because it looks good. It looks like it would be fun. And you know what? Despite the fact that I'm pointing out all these plot holes that are just in the first half hour, it is kind of a fun movie, especially when you get things like the eyes. Because I was complaining about the eyes and how Alita's eyes are entirely too big for the rest of her body.
Yes. And
I did laugh when the boyfriend told her, I want to show you something, but it's a surprise. Close your eyes. And I went, that's going to take the rest of the movie in my head. Anyway, you get used to the eyes fairly quick, but the whole thing is she looks very CG through the whole thing, kind of like she's constantly wearing an Instagram filter. But at least she's constant like that through the movie. There are a lot of other characters who have big cybernetic bodies, but real faces. And it looks like Photoshop, where you just, cut out somebody's face and stuck it on a robot body. It doesn't look good. I'm expecting more from that. Something else I was trying to figure out. For some reason, the Tachikomas from Ghost in the Shell were not in the Ghost in the Shell movie. They're in this one because someone got confused along the way and said, oh, they belong over here. They were crossbred for some reason with the RoboCop ED-209. Again, don't know why, but they're in this movie if you're into that kind of thing. As for a bad guy, the bad guy is played by, and yes, I'm mispronouncing it, Maharaja Ali, who plays a subordinate to Nova, who is the guy who's in charge of the big city. We don't get to see Nova except in a couple clips. So Maharaja Ali is the bad guy, and he is absolutely wasted in this role. Because he is a great actor. I love him, and yes, I know I'm mispronouncing your name. I can never pronounce it properly, but by calling you Maharaja, in translation, I'm at least calling you a great king. So that we can get over. He has a great presence on the screen, but there is not enough of him. He needs to have a better developed character, and he just doesn't. Now, as for the movie overall, I know I've been kind of harsh on it, but we wanted to see this for the fight scenes because in the trailer they look excellent, and you know what? They are. They're very good. The action scenes in this are excellent, not epic, but excellent. So the main thing you should take away from all this is, yes, this is a James Cameron film, so there are expectations that go with it. Is it the next Terminator movie? No. Is it the next Avatar? No. Is it the next Titanic? I should hope not, because lots of things blow up, and I don't remember that happening in Titanic, especially the cyborgs. So maybe in scale it could be Titanic, but it's not. It's set up for a sequel, because the guy in charge of the cities is still around. But no, there's going to be, I'm telling you this up front, and this is a spoiler, it's an unsatisfying ending. In
That makes me sad.
Well, there's a lot of story left still to go, because I'm watching it going, all right, we're getting ready to go up to the city. We're going to have a thing. What do you mean closing credits? That's going to be one hell of a post-credit scene if we're going to go up to the city after this, but we don't. So here's the thing. You should see the movie at least once. I think it's actually probably worth multiple watchings because I know I'm going to catch, there's stuff I missed.
Beautiful.
But I'm not going to watch it multiple times in a theater. Watch it at home. It'll be out on DVD soon enough. I know it just came out, but you know what? This is one of those
The turnaround is fast these days. Yes.
I'm disappointed, but I'm still going to watch it a couple times. It's one of those weird category things.
No, like we've talked a lot, but it's about expectations.
Yeah, I let myself down by getting expectations up. There we go.
And you did us all a favor by lowering our expectations. So now we can enjoy the movie more, thinking,
exactly.
Maybe it's okay. Thank you, Rob.
That's
Rob,
the point.
Robert Rodriguez, the director. Cameron produced. So
yeah.
With that track record, you'd hope this would have been something fantastic. But at least if it's entertaining, we're good to go. But that's the thing that bums me out the most is Ali, because there's a chance this is a 2-time Oscar winner after next Sunday, and for them to have wasted him is quite sad.
It's very disappointing.
Watch it.
So basically, what we're getting out of this is here's 3 movies and slight variation on our ending. Maybe this time you should just stay home and watch a movie.
That's pretty much it.